friends, welcome to Miss DeBoer Reads. Today I can't wait to share a book full of hope called Carmela, Full of Wishes. It's a beautiful story that I know you're going to enjoy. The authors are Matt De La Pena and Christian Robinson. Those two names might be familiar to you because these two collaborated in another book that we love called The Last Stop on Market Street. You might remember this one. Oh, it was such a great book. So I'm looking forward to sharing a new book by both of them, Carmela, Full of Wishes, a story of hope. Yeah, did you see what I just did? I made a wish. Have you ever done that with a dandelion? Once it goes from that yellow to the white puff, it sends all those seeds flying through the air and you can make a wish on it. You can make a wish on a star. You can make a wish on a wishbone. Today in Carmela, Full of Wishes, that wish is like having a hope or a dream for something that you hope comes true. I actually believe in all of those things. When you make a wish, you put it out in the universe. And it may not come true exactly the way you're hoping, but something good will come your way when you put it out there. Yeah, I believe that. Eddie's going to talk to us today about our bird with the word. Hello everybody, it's me Etty with the bird with the word. Today's word is hope. Hope is something we hold on to. It's something to help us look forward and know there's goodness coming. Right? All you dreamers and wishers, let's go for hope. Think about that today in the theme of today's story, Carmela, Full of Wishes. Today we're going to enjoy Carmela, Full of Wishes by Matt De La Pena and Christian Robinson. So remember how I blew my dandelion and made a wish? That's what Carmela is doing in the story. But there's other ways to make wishes. You could pull a wishbone with someone, like this. Oh, lucky me. I'm making a wish, right? Have you ever blown out birthday candles and made a wish as well? Those are the kind of things that happens in Carmela, Full of Wishes. She's going to blow on a dandelion and make a wish. Before I start, I'm going to do a little sneak peek. This book has a book jacket. The inside's really plain. So this cover versus this one. And I'm going to read what it says on the book jacket. It says, Carmela's birthday couldn't get any better. Today, she's finally old enough to go into town with her big brother. And their afternoon together is filled with the magic of their busy neighborhood. From the bright sunshine of the fields to the sugary treats in the window of the panaderia. That's a bakery. So when she picks a dandelion growing in the concrete, she wonders what else she could possibly want and sets out to find the perfect wish. In their follow-up to the award-winning Last Stop on Market Street, I'm going to pull this into view quickly. Remember, we've read this book before. These two have collaborated in the past. In their follow-up to the award-winning Last Stop on Market Street, Matt De La Pena and Christian Robinson have created a stirring, timely ode to the bravery of dreamers and to the power of hope. That dreamers, you'll hear that again later this week because I'm going to feature a book called Dreamers by Juji. Here is Matt De La Pena. I like to show this. This is on the other side of the book jacket, on the back part. Here you can see a picture of Matt De La Pena and of Christian Robinson. It's helpful to know that these are real people. Christian looks really actually pretty young. So he might only be in his 20s or 30s. Yeah, how cool is that? You can be a young author. You could be an old author. It could be you one day. I still hope it's me. Matt De La Pena is the Newbery Medal-winning author of Last Stop on Market Street. He is also the author of Love, A Nation's Hope, the story of boxing legend Joe Louis, and 6 critically acclaimed young adult novels. So in your future, you might read some Matt De La Pena books. Matt teaches creative writing and visits schools and colleges throughout the country. Matt lives in Brooklyn, New York. Christian Robinson is a 2016 Caldecott honoree. Caldecott Awards are given for beautiful illustrations, and he also received a Coretta Scott King Illustrator honor for his art in Last Stop on Market Street. So Coretta Scott King is Martin Luther King's wife. She has since passed away as well, but they have an award for books in her honor. Isn't that cool? His picture books include Gaston and Friends series, Leo, A Ghost Story, School's First Day of School, The Smallest Girl in the Smallest Grade, Josephine, The Dazzling Life of Josephine Baker, and many more. Today, we're going to enjoy Carmela Full of Wishes. Carmela scooted along the uneven dirt path, watching men stoop to work with their hands, her birthday bracelets jingling and jangling. The thick greenhouse air smelled of marigolds and overturned earth and fresh manure. Carmela knew exactly what manure was, but she didn't want to think about that. Not today. Do you know what manure is? Yeah, it's cow poop, but it's fantastic for fertilizing your gardens. Today, she awoke to candles in her pancakes, and her mom sang, "Happy birthday to you, feliz cumpleaños," and told her, "Go on, mija, make a wish." But Carmela's wish had already come true. She was finally old enough to go with her big brother. Carmela followed as he cut back onto the street at Freedom Boulevard, past the crowded bus stop and fenced-off repair shop, past the old folks' home where two hunched old women waved smiles, past the huge home improvement store where her dad used to stand around weekend mornings waiting for work. Here's the panaderia. Carmela tried to make small talk with her brother as their metal cart rattled, but her brother didn't make small talk back. He didn't want her tagging along. "Too bad," she told him with her glare. So she didn't say those words out loud, but the way she made her brows and her face, she's saying, "Too bad, I get to be with you." Just outside the laundromat, she picked a lone dandelion growing among the concrete weeds. She pulled a breath and leaned toward the fuzzy white bulb, but just before she could blow, her brother butted in. "Did you even make a wish? You're supposed to make a wish. Everyone knows that." "Of course I made a wish," she told him. But it was a lie. Carmela didn't know. Carmela helped her brother sort colors, one-handed, helped him load the washers one item at a time. While their clothes spun, her imagination turned, each new thought ushered in by a jingle of bracelets. Her brother found the sound annoying and shot her a dirty look. "Too bad," she told him with her glare. So they're at the laundromat, right? Yeah. She jingled her bracelets as she rode up to Miss Maria's vegetable stand, imagining a machine built into her bedroom wall, one that could spit out anything she could think of, but mostly candies. Right, that's a good wish. She jingled her bracelets in line at the locksmith shop, imagining her mom sleeping in one of those fancy hotel beds she spent all day making for fancy guests, right? So her mom maybe works at a hotel. She's imagining this wish of a really nice bed like that for her mother. She jingled her bracelets at the bodega down the block from their old apartment building, imagining her dad getting his papers fixed so he could finally be home. Some immigrants don't have the papers to stay in the United States, and it can be a very precarious situation. So she's worried about him. She jingled her bracelets outside the pharmacy, eyeing the shiny new bikes in the window. Her brother stopped in his tracks. "Why do you have to be so annoying?" She thrummed her bracelets at him and said, "It's a free country." Right? Sometimes big brothers can get annoyed with their younger siblings, but gosh, Carmela just wants to be along. The only time she didn't reach for her bracelets was when her brother ducked into his friend's house. Carmela slumped down on the curb, silently imagining all the things she could turn him into. A slimy pink tail of a rat, a cockroach scurrying away from the light, a wheelbarrow full of manure left in the sun. That's what she's imagining turning her brother into. She stared down at the dandelion in her hand. It seemed so much more important now that she knew it was a place to put her wishes. What if she made the wrong choice? Carmela tried to hop a curb on the long trip home, but her tire caught and her handlebars twisted, and she went crashing to the concrete. "Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry." But then she saw her dandelion crushed beside the drain. She looked up at her big brother, warm tears rolling down her cheeks. He lifted up her scooter. "You okay?" She shook her head and pointed. "My wish." He took her by the arm and led her back up the block, past the laundromat and the flea market, past the greenhouses and the smell of manure, past the overgrown park and across the train tracks. He didn't stop until they made it to an abandoned farmhouse near a cliff overlooking the sea. "Close your eyes," he said. Carmela closed them. "Now make your wish," he said. Carmela listened to the ocean's hum in the distance. She listened to the squawking birds. She listened to the wind whistling past her ears. Then she opened her eyes. She saw hundreds of tiny white spores lifting into the air, floating out toward the far-off surf. The sky was full of wishes. "Let's go," her brother said. "Don't you want to know my wish?" she asked. He shook his head. "If you tell, it won't come true." She looked back one last time, then took off her bracelets and followed her brother home. Yeah, wishes. You put them out there because they're signs of hope.